Hey everybody, welcome to Summer Sprint. I'm Katie Lance. I'm so excited to have you guys here with us today. We are fired up. We are doing a 2-day business reset for realtors, and I am so excited to have so many of you here with us today. So welcome. As you guys are joining on in, comment in the chat, say hi, let us know you can hear me okay. Let me know where you're tuning in from so I can give you a shout out. We are going to have a lot of fun today. We are going to go for about an hour. And today we have a really special guest, Christine George, who is one of my dear friends. I'm going to officially introduce her in just a few minutes. We have a great topic for you guys today. And then tomorrow we have part 2 of our summer sprint. Marguerite Martin is our guest speaker. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about her in just a minute. But as you guys are tuning on in, again, comment in the chat, say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you guys are not connected with me yet over on Instagram, you can see a little QR code over there. Take out your phone. Not if you're driving, don't do this. But if you are at a place where you can take out your phone and scan that, that'll take you to my Instagram. Give me a follow. And as we go through our time together today and tomorrow, if you hear a nugget, if you hear an aha, which I know you will, take out your phone, take a picture of the screen, take a selfie. I know there's some of you who are watching this together in your office. Take some selfies, post them, tag me, tag some of our speakers. I'm going to hop on social media later and would love to connect with you guys. Welcome. I can see folks tuning in from everywhere. We've got wine country in the house, Florida. We've got Washington. Awesome. Good to see you guys. Hello, Talisha. Hello, Kathy. Good to see you. Deborah's here from Oak Park, Illinois. Fantastic. Christy in the house. Hello from Illinois. Good to see you guys. Vanessa, Kamisha, Anita, Sarah. I always feel like it's a like romper room. I don't know
It
if you guys
totally is.
me, you guys like
I just want
the
to
number
know
romper room, but
who used to watch Romper Room, and did they ever say your name?
they never said my name.
Never said my
They
name.
never said Katie. I don't know why. Hello, Tina, Cindy, Helen, good to see you again. Bryant, Patrice is here. So many great people. Awesome. Annie, Ellen, good to see you guys. Welcome. All right. Well, we're going to have a lot of fun here today. I'm excited. Like I said, we're going to go for about an hour. You can see the days and times on your screen here. Today's session goes 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go for about an hour. And then same thing with our class tomorrow. Both days are recorded. We would love for you to be here both days, but if you miss the day or you have to leave early, it's all good. Everything's being recorded, and we'll send you the recording later today. Hey, Mary. Hey, Louise. Good to see you guys. Okay, a lot of you are saying yes to Romper Room. I love that. Awesome. So let me just give you a little bit of a sneak peek, and I want to put the QR code really quick on the screen. Most of you probably registered for this, but if you are listening and like your friend just sent you a Zoom link, or you're in the office and there's like 20 people around you watching this, you want to make sure you actually register for this class. That way you get the replay, and we're going to have some bonus items, and we can only email you that if we actually have your email. So take out your phone, scan that, and that'll take you to the page that tells you all about this class that you are already in. And if you already signed up, awesome. But if you just happen to be here and you didn't actually sign up, sign up. That way we can get your email, send you the replay, send you the bonus links, all that good stuff. So as far as the format today, we are very lucky. Christine George is with us. She's going to be talking about how to stand out in a sea of sameness. And which is one of my favorite phrases. We're going to talk about brand clarity, which I'm so excited about. We're going to uncover what makes your brand unforgettable with a free brand audit checklist and actual clarity. Tomorrow, Marguerite Martin, who is also one of our guest speakers, she's going to be talking about the fact that we are halfway there. We are halfway through the year. So making 2025 count with myself and Marguerite, and we're going to look at your goals, marketing, and prospecting to reset and refocus for the rest of the year. The reason why we've invited both of these fantastic speakers to our 2-day summer reset is because they are also our featured keynote speakers at our Get Social Smart Mastermind. This is a small group, intimate, amazing event that we host every single year. And our next mastermind is at the beautiful Bellagio in Las Vegas in November. And we still have a few spots open. And so we thought, you know what, this is a great opportunity for us to tell you about that. If you've heard us talk about the mastermind, or you're curious about what not just a mastermind group, but also a small group mastermind coaching, what that will look like, these two amazing ladies and speakers are part of that event. So if you're interested, stay all the way to the end. I'm going to give you a little bit more details at the end. We have some bonuses and cool stuff to talk about with that, but that's part of why we are hosting this today. All right, so I'm going to introduce Christine. And before I do that, the goal for this whole session, and really one of my favorite mantras, is this idea of work hard, play hard. This is a great thing to take a picture of if you're sharing anything to social media. You know, we are in the heat of the summer. It's all about work hard, play hard, work smarter. And when I think about that, and I think about how realtors can work best, a big part of that comes down to their brand and how you're showing up online. So I'm thrilled to introduce my dear friend, Christine George. If you don't know Christine, by the way, first off, take out a pen and piece of paper. You're going to want to take some notes. And if you have a question, I know you'll have questions. You can always put those in the chat. So Christine is the founder of Post and Beam Creative, which is an awesome marketing company. She's also the founder of the Know, Like, and Trust podcast, which is an amazing podcast. If you haven't seen that, I always tell people she's one of the smartest marketing people that I know. I always learn a lot every time I hear Christine speak. So without further ado, Christine George, welcome, welcome.
Thanks, Katie. I'm so excited to be here for this summer sprint. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Awesome. I just stopped sharing, so you should. There we go.
We got it.
We got it. We got it.
Awesome. Okay. And you can see the right screen, right, Katie?
Yeah, I see your main screen.
I love it when that happens. Okay. All right. So I am super excited to be with all of you today. And thank you again for Katie for inviting me to be here to chat with your huge community of people. I love seeing where everybody is from. I have to give a shout out to Annie, who is coming from Cape Cod, which is in my home state of Massachusetts. I'm coming to you right outside of Boston. So as Katie said, we are going to talk today about how to stand out in a sea of sameness, how to be unforgettable to your community. So I will take you to the first page. Okay, so as Katie mentioned, I am the founder and CEO of Post and Beam Creative and the host of Know, Like, Trust for Real Estate. And this is my family. I'm such a nerd. This is my husband, Greg, and our son, Gil, who is now 13. And Katie and I were just chatting. We can't even believe how old our boys are. But this was us at the Lion King in London in April. They're two people that I love very much and I'm very proud of, and I wanted to share them with you guys today. I also just want to connect with you. I would love, love, love to connect with you on Instagram. If you're seated, take a snapshot of this QR code, or you can find me at Christine Carlo George on Instagram and actually on all the socials. Wait until they're in their 20s, Annalise. Yeah, I know. I can't even it. I can't even. It's crazy. Of course, I'm not going to get any older. I'm just going to stay exactly where I am, right?
That's how it works.
That's how it works. So today I just want to start out by saying this, and it's not probably something you've either heard from me or from others along your journey in real estate, and that is that your brand is not your logo. I actually know from working with so many of you that we tend to get caught up in what our logo looks like and why that's definitely important. It's not the most important thing, and it's actually a small piece of your overall branding and marketing strategy. I love this quote from Jeff Bezos, which is, "Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room." And it almost is a little, oh yeah, are people talking about me? What are they saying? We all kind of want to know that. And the reason why that's such an important quote is because, it's the way that you make people feel is actually how they feel about you is actually what your brand is all about. And so it's really important to think about the experience you're giving people. This is actually one of my favorite quotes, which is, "I've learned people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel." And this is from Maya Angelou. And it goes hand in hand with Jeff Bezos' quote, because it is the experience that you provide that creates that feeling that people have about you. And so I always encourage my clients to think about when they go to pick up the phone or send a text message or an email or create a piece of content, what is the end goal? How do you want the person receiving that information or that communication to feel? Because that's going to drive your reputation. That's going to drive your brand. And so when it comes to creating an experience that leaves people feeling good about you, every single way that you show up matters. So everything from your communication style to your, what you wear, your skills, your passions, your tone of voice when you talk to people, that's all part of creating this experience that makes people feel a certain way about you. And at the end of the day, that's important because your reputation is at stake, right? And we all know that it takes years to build up a strong reputation and seconds to lose it. So, how do you create an experience that makes you unforgettable? Well, whether you're competing for a listing or setting up your dating profile, you need to stand out. And when it comes to content, emotion matters. So take a picture of this stat. It's a really, really good stat. An emotional story releases 47% more oxytocin, which is the trust hormone, than the same story using just facts. And then to take that one step further, a visual story is actually 45% more memorable. So take a picture of this. It improves comprehension up to 400%, and it motivates listeners 40% more than a text alone. And so that's why I always love to show this photograph, because at the end of the day, you want to make people feel something. And this is one of my favorite images of the sailor kissing the nurse right after World War II, creating this feeling of joy and celebration after the war had ended. It is a very, very famous image. And I'd love to share it because it's so famous because of the feeling that is evoked from it. So here's another example. So let's say you went to a restaurant and the waiter came over and asked you, would you like dessert? And you say, well, tell us what you have for dessert. And the waiter says, well, tonight we have chocolate lava cake. You're like, okay, I mean, if you're me, I love chocolate. I might say, I could take it or leave it, depending on how much of a hankering for sugar I had, right? But what if he or she did it like this? Handed you a picture, this picture, and said, chef has prepared a piping hot chocolate lava cake, fresh from the oven. It's topped with homemade vanilla ice cream and served with raspberry compote. It's absolutely incredible. Now, I'm not sure about you, but my taste buds are already, I'm salivating already, right? So
Order that now, please.
right? Totally. Like you can see it melting there. I mean, it's such a difference, both the visual and the description, right? And so that's just an example of just stating a fact versus really describing it and using a visual to show it. So when it comes to being an unforgettable brand, there are 4 things that are critical. Number 1 is that you need to be authentic. Authenticity builds trust, and there's no one that I can think of that's more authentic than Mr. Rogers himself. He spoke directly and simply to his audience, right? And what's really, really so beautiful about him is that he lived his life with integrity. He stayed true to his gentle, thoughtful, empathetic self, both on screen and off screen. He lived his life the way you saw him on screen, and it's that kind of consistency and authenticity that builds deep trust with your audience. How many of you remember Mr. Rogers? You're sitting next to his biography right now? No way. That's awesome. Delisha, are we taking orders? Yes.
I grew up with Mr. Rogers. I feel like, we probably all did in a lot of ways.
Oh, he was amazing. So the second piece towards building an unforgettable brand is to be differentiated. And I don't know if you know who this is. Does anybody know who this is? Right? Lin-Manuel.
The room where it happens.
It is the room where it happens, and it's happening right now. I mean, he is one of my absolute favorites ever since Hamilton and Moana. Like I mean, he's fabulous. He's so genius. But what's really special about him, I think, is that he leans into who he is. He leans into his Puerto Rican roots. And he is different because he blends these musical genres, right? He has completely reimagined musical theater by mixing hip hop with history, totally unconventional, totally not done prior to him. And his songs are poetic and they're sticky, right? People remember them. And that is why he has this unforgettable brand. The next piece is consistency and consistent. This is Brene Brown. Has anybody ever read any of her books? She's written many, many books and done some amazing TED Talks. Brene is a shame researcher, which is not super sexy, right? Right? She's awesome. You love her, right? I love her too. She's written numerous books. Like I said, her TED Talks is one of the top TED Talks out there. And without being boring or just saying the same thing over again, she reinforces her message of vulnerability, courage, shame, and connection over and over again in a way and with stories that are really relatable. She resonates with all of us, with people like you and me, right? And the other thing, just like Mr. Rogers, right? She lives her research. She lives the research and the talk that she preaches, which again really builds that deep, deep trust. And then the last thing that creates an unforgettable brand is focus. And does anybody know who this is? Who's this?
I know the answer.
Okay, it's quiet. Oh, yes, Vanessa, you got it. Simon Sinek.
Yay.
Again, another one of my favorite people to listen to. Everything he does is rooted in his message about why. So, find your why. What is the clarity and the meaning around what you do? His TED Talks and his books are all centered around that. He digs deep, deep, deep into the subject. You could almost say, his focus is like his subject is super niche or uber niche. And what I like to say is when you become uber focused on, say, the person that you want to serve, the type of client you want to do business with, then you become known for something. And when you become known for something, that really builds your brand and attracts the people that you want to do business with. So it's really, really important that you are focused. And I know, being a solopreneur myself, how easy it is to like go after the shiny objects. I just talked with a client the other day who was like, oh my God, how do I stop going after the shiny objects? And you have to stay the course. You have to stay focused, especially when things are coming in to try to distract you away from that. Focus becomes really, really important. Okay. So now we know, what a brand is, why it's important, and what are the most important things to become unforgettable. And so I've created a framework to help you understand who your brand is, to create the package around that brand, meaning your voice and your visual identity, and then amplify it. So bring it out there in the world. And so my framework is these 3 buckets: awaken your story, activate your strategy, and amplify your brand. Today, we're going to focus on awaken. It's the first step. And it's all about, it's kind of like doing therapy, you guys. It's kind of like, let's dig deep and discover and uncover all the things that make up your brand and make you different. What are those things that are going to help you become unforgettable and differentiate you in the market? Activate and amplify are 2 other complete classes. So today we're going to focus on just a few of the important things about awakening your story. Does that sound good? All right.
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Let's awaken your story. All right. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, how are you showing up online? How are you showing up online? And so I'm going to take it back to that dating analogy. And I'm going to say, let's say you saw this guy on Tinder and you thought, kind of handsome. I think I might want to meet him. And so you reach out, you make plans to meet at the coffee shop. You get to the coffee shop and this guy shows up. Well, you would be so confused. Would you not? You would be completely confused. The moral of the story here is you want to make sure that when you show up online, you're showing up as your authentic self. Your, in my case, 54-year-old self, not your 25-year-old self, not yourself from even 5 years ago, because we do change. You want to make sure that what people are seeing online and what they're reading online and the way they're getting in touch with you online is accurate so that they're not surprised when they meet you. So the first thing I always encourage my clients to do is to audit your digital footprint. And I'm going to give you a checklist at the end here so that you can you've got it and you can check everything off one at a time. You want to go online and look at your entire digital footprint and make sure everything is up to date and consistent. And so that's everything from your Google business profile, your website, any landing pages you have, third-party sites. So that could be Realtor.com, Zillow, anywhere you have a profile. Even your email signature is really, really important. Obviously, your social media, and then your printed collateral is one of the things that we forget about. It's really important to make sure that that's up to date as well. All right, now this is a picture of Blockbuster. Does anybody remember Blockbuster? Give me a high five or a yes.
That's the best, like Friday, Saturday nights, right?
Right? Yes. Helen, Deborah. Yes. Everybody remembers, right?
Looking over the counter to see what came in.
Yes. Remember you'd walk around the whole thing and you'd pick the DVD that you wanted. Well, Blockbuster is no more, but there actually is one Blockbuster left. Does anybody know where it is? There's one left. Yes, you know where it is? I'm going to tell you. Yes, Amy Allen. It is in Bend, Oregon. But the reason I put this up here is because Blockbuster had the market. They were the market leader at the time. And then Netflix came along. And do you remember Netflix? We never even had to leave the house. We could get the DVDs delivered to our house and then just put them back in the mail within a certain amount of days. And then Netflix reinvented themselves when streaming became a thing. And Blockbuster never did that. Blockbuster never paid attention to what was happening in the market around them. And so they didn't survive. And so one thing I want to say to you is it's important that not that I don't want you to be obsessed with your competitors, but I definitely want you to know what's happening with your competitors. So when you're sitting down and you're doing the discovery around your brand, you want to ask yourself, what makes your competitor? These are questions you want to ask yourself. So I would take a picture of this slide. This is a great slide to take a picture of. What makes your competitors so successful? What are their special skills and credentials? Who do they hang out with? And where do they hang out? What do people say about them when they're not in the room, right? And what aren't they doing that maybe you can capitalize on? These are all questions to think about as it relates to your competitors. And there will be a nugget in there that will help you realize how you're different or how you could take advantage of something to make yourself different.
Can I jump in really quick and say
Sure.
one thing really, just not to interrupt you, but I will.
Yes.
That point of knowing your competitors, you guys, I think that's huge. And I would just give you a quick tip. I recommend setting aside some time. Maybe it's like an hour or two. I was just chatting with a few other people about this because it's really easy to say like, yes, I will check out my competitors or whatever. Or you kind of anecdotally know what they're doing. But like, if you have a focused time on your schedule where you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to actually be looking at, I just find it makes a big difference. So just a little side
Love
note
it
there.
Yes. Thank you, Katie. Okay, so the next piece in the discovery process is doing a SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I love me a good SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis helps you to focus your efforts and know where to improve. It helps you to anticipate external threats and capitalize on opportunities. It encourages you to be honest about your capabilities and your limitations. And it also informs the outcome of your plan. So, what your strategies and tactics are, and how to align your resources. So, this is just an example of within each quadrant, what to be thinking about. And again, this is also, take a half an hour, take a picture of this, and then take a half an hour and do your own SWOT analysis. So the top two quadrants are internally focused, and the bottom two quadrants are externally focused. So your strengths are any internal factors that give you an advantage. These could include things like your reputation, negotiation skills, or the depth of your network. They're also things that people say about you all the time. So go back into your testimonials, go back into your reviews, and see are there one or two things that people are constantly complimenting you on that make you different. Your weaknesses are also internal factors. They're things that hinder your ability to succeed. Procrastination might be one of them. Shiny objects might be one of them. They could also be things that you absolutely hate doing, like learning new technology or doing your accounting and your books and things like that. When we recognize what our weaknesses are, then we start to understand how we can overcome them. And sometimes that means outsourcing to a virtual assistant or an accountant to help do your books, whatever it might be. As it relates to opportunities, these are external factors, and they're factors that you could exploit for growth or a competitive advantage, right? And so go back to think about the exercise you did with your, knowing your competitors. If there is somewhere that you can take advantage of something that they're not doing, that becomes an opportunity for you. And maybe it's learning how to create more content. Maybe it's, getting more organized with your social media schedule. There are lots of things that are really external factors that could become opportunities. And then threats are external factors that are completely out of your control. And things like, economic downturns, interest rates, the pandemic, those are all things that are out of your control. Okay. So that's everything. Oh my God, that went by so fast.
I love it.
Okay, I would love for you. I have two presents for you guys. And then Katie, I'll pass it back over to you. And if people have questions, we can chat about it. I have completely revamped the No Like Trust for Real Estate podcast. It is now, I used to interview people, and now what I'm doing is bringing agents on who have a specific marketing challenge and doing live coaching on the podcast. So essentially, if you would like to be on the podcast, which gives you some great visibility and some publicity, and you have a specific challenge that you would like support on, this is a free 45-minute coaching opportunity with me. If you want to take a snapshot of this QR code, you can go and apply to be on the podcast. If you're driving, you can go to coachingwithchristinegeorge.com, and that'll send you right to the application. And then the last piece is the real estate brand and digital audit checklist. So go ahead, take a snapshot of this. This checklist is about 4 pages long. It not only is just a checklist, but it also gives you ideas on how to improve each part of your digital footprint. So go ahead and download that. And I believe that is everything.
Hey, okay, we're not done yet, so nobody leave because we have more. First of all, wasn't that awesome? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. That was so good. I always take notes when Christine talks, and I probably should have had a notepad, but I just have like chicken scratch here. So many good takeaways, and I hope you guys took some screenshots of stuff. I love what she said about Blockbuster. Gosh, I think that really hits probably. Let me know, especially for you, how long have you guys been in real estate? Like, let me know in the chat how long you guys have been in real estate. I know some of you maybe are new to the business, which is awesome. But I also know that a lot of you have been in business a long time, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And if you just think about how big Blockbuster was, like what a brand that was. And like, again, we want to evolve. We want to stay true to who we are, but also evolve, which I think is just such a timely message that you talked about today, Christine. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of you are saying 36 years, 20 years.
Yeah.
Talisha says the broker I work with has been doing this 18 years, 24
Yeah.
years, 10-year anniversary, Deborah. That's awesome. Um,
Yeah, Katie, you and I were talking about this in the beginning when we were talking about, how old our boys were getting and you know, and how, we have to continually reinvent and evolve
yeah,
ourselves within our business. Doing the revamp with the podcast is one way to do that because you constantly want to be relevant. And I
yeah.
think that's what you said, like being relevant is so critically important. What did you say, Katie? You're like, you don't want to be like that dinosaur who has been doing the same thing for 100 years.
Right, exactly. There's a difference between like, okay, you're being known for something, but you also don't want to, yeah, be the dinosaurs like, oh, they're still talking about this. Yeah. And so it's just, I think this balance of not being afraid to go, you know what? Things are evolving. How can I better myself? And that's part of why we're
Yeah.
doing this summer series is because I really believe you never stop learning. I don't know, personal pet peeve, when you see speakers just sort of like fly in and fly out. And sometimes I'm guilty of that because I've got a tight schedule, but I always try to stay and listen and learn from people. I love tuning into things like this. I always love learning from you and Marguerite, who we're going to have on tomorrow. And that's what I think is so fabulous about all of you who are watching live or maybe later on when you watch the recording, like leaning into this and really going, gosh,
Hmm.
what am I doing and how can I evolve? Um,
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of great stuff in the chat. Patrice says, you want to continuously evolve. Yeah, absolutely. Continuously evolve is what is absolutely what it's all about. Definitely make sure you scan this QR code. We will email this out to you guys as well. This is an awesome, awesome thing. I have gone through this. I recommend that you guys go through this as well, regardless of where you're at in your brand. I feel like it's always a great opportunity to just do a little bit of a brand refresh, especially or brand audit, especially this time in the summer. And then take Christine up on her offer for free coaching. We invited Christine to inside of our Get Social Smart Academy a couple days ago, and I know some of our Academy members took her up on that offer for free coaching. So that's a great opportunity for publicity and plus,
Yeah.
some great training from, a master in the marketing world. Oh. Kamisha says just under a year. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. That is so fantastic. So one of the reasons why I wanted to have Christine here, as I mentioned, is I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek into her expertise. And I'm gonna see if I can actually share my screen again because I've got a couple things I want to share with you guys. There we go. You guys should be able to see that okay. As I said in the very beginning, and if you joined us a little bit late, by the way, welcome. This whole thing's being recorded. So if you joined us a little bit late, we're going to send you the recording. A couple things. If you did not sign up for this series and you want to make sure you get the replay, plus Christine's bonus, plus we have some other cool things we're going to send you, make sure you scan this. This will make sure we get your email so then we can actually email you all the links and the bonuses and all that good stuff. But I think one of the big things that I wanted to emphasize from our time here together today is, again, this idea of work hard, play hard. And when you think about your business, I don't know if you feel this way, Christine, but so often we're like spinning our wheels and we're like working so much like in the business. We don't always have time to work on the business, right?
100%.
That's part of why we're doing this class today. It's like, and I know from speaking to so many of you, you're busy running around your family, your business, your listings, your, leads, everything. And it's like taking the time to step back, right? Anita says, yes, a lot of yeses. Yeah. And that's, I think, so huge. And I think it's so important that you take time to invest in yourself. I've actually found this on Canva. I did a little Canva search of quotes about investing in yourself. And I found this one. I love this. Invest in yourself. It pays the best interest. And I figured since all of us are in the real estate space, we would appreciate that. I think investing in yourself is the name of the game. That's one of the things we are super passionate about with our brand and with what we do. And it's one of the reasons why we are hosting our Get Social Smart Mastermind at the end of the year. And I mentioned in the beginning that we were going to give you a little sneak peek into what this is all about, because Christine is one of our featured speakers. She's one of our keynote speakers. She was one of our speakers last year, and she got rave reviews. So of course we had to invite her back to be a part of it. And I just wanted to plant a seed, because if you are thinking of your own investment in yourself in terms of education, in terms of consulting and coaching, I just can tell you from personal experience that when you make an opportunity to pour into yourself, whether it's a free seminar like this, or whether it's paid coaching, paid consulting, paid masterminds, especially if it's the right group, it can pay off tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to give you a little sneak peek. So we have our mastermind coming up at the end of the year in November. It's November 17th, 18th, and 19th. And the mastermind has become so much more than just one event, but I want to just give you a little sneak peek into what the event is all about. So if you're thinking about it, first off, we have some amazing keynote speakers. Christine George, who you just heard from, you just heard a little snippet at the mastermind. She's going deep. She just covered, the sort of awakened part of this message, but she goes deep into so many other amazing things. Marguerite Martin, who you're going to hear from tomorrow. Tomorrow, she's going to talk about in the Summer Summit where you're at kind of in that halfway mark, and how to make the second part of 2025 better than your first. Look at your goals. And when at the mastermind, she's also going to be talking about, what does your business look like personally, holistically, business wise? Who are you? Where do you want to be in your business a year from now, 5 years from now? We've got some really amazing activities we're going to plan for you. And so the event itself, it's 3 days. By the way, it's at the beautiful Bellagio. Let me know in the chat if you've ever been to the Bellagio, because it's like my favorite place in Las Vegas. It's so beautiful. And so we kick it off on the 17th in November with a beautiful welcome reception. And then we spend 2 full mastermind days with you on the 18th and the 19th. And I just want to give you a little sneak peek behind the scenes. Not everybody's getting this, but you guys are here. So we wanted to give you the sneak peek. So day 1 and day 2 are chock full. First off, you have some amazing food. We have catered breakfast and lunch that's included. We have some amazing.
You will not go hungry.
You will not go on. If you've ever, part of why we love Vegas is, the food's amazing, right? The world-class chefs. A lot of guesses. I love it. I love the Bellagio, so Cindy. Yes, the Bellagio is fabulous. It's one of my favorite places. Helen, I know, it's so gorgeous, especially at the end of November. We held the mastermind last year at the end of November, and it was all decked out for the holiday. So beautiful. Yep. So day 1 and day 2. Day 1, we set the foundation for vision. We talk about what your 5-year vision is going to look like, which I don't know about you, it's a little nerve-wracking. Think about 5 years from now. Where's that going to be? My boys are going to be a lot older. I'm going to be older. It's like, what does that look like? And what does that look like in terms of a 12-month action plan? We're going to talk a lot about your brand, your voice, your values. We're going to go deep into what Christine just talked about today with the SWOT analysis, the strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats to align your marketing. We're going to build your 2026 activity calendar with intention. We're going to do live coaching. We're going to have some great small group feedback. And as you can see from the picture on your screen here, this is from our group last year. We keep it small. We usually have about 10 or 15 people. This is not one of these big conferences with 10,000 people, right? We keep it small on purpose. And so being able to walk away focused, inspired, and ready to go, which is super exciting. So that's just day 1. And then day 2, we do a lot of work. And this is not one of these events where you just sort of sit back and take notes. We're going to have you get up. You're going to get a lot done, which is exciting. So by the end of day 2, you're going to finish your 12-month content plan, whatever your themes, your platforms, where you want to focus online as well as offline. We're going to create a bunch of content while you're there, reels, intros, tips. We're going to dig into email marketing, which I'm excited about, because social media is rented ground, right, Christine? We do not own it. And I know Christine and I have done a lot of work this year on email marketing. We're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to talk about repurposing content that actually converts, and honestly collaborating with agents who quote unquote get it. These are people from all over the world who are investing time, money, and energy into bettering their business and being able to leave confident and clear and focused for what's next.
I'm really excited for this, Katie, because Katie and I have talked a lot about, okay, how do we make this even better? It's always like, okay, how do we level up? How do we do the next best thing? And you're going to walk away not only with your total social media content calendar, by platform, by format, you're also going to walk away with your business marketing plan. So it is all of it, which I know that there are so many agents out there who, unintentionally just roll from one year into the next without a plan. I'm a big planner. Everybody knows that about me. Um, and so you're going to actually get it all done. You're going to get it all done this year, which I think is absolutely amazing. Like to go into the Christmas holiday season and the new year and know exactly what you're going to implement to reach your goals. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, it's and for those of you who maybe this is your first time hearing about this, we've been hosting this event for the last like 7 or 8 years. We had a little pause in there during the pandemic, but it's amazing. And we have a lot of folks who come back year after year. I know we have some of our alumni. Helen's in the chat. She's one of our alumni from last year. It's amazing. A lot of folks come back year after year because they have that time. And like I said, I feel this as an entrepreneur. We spend so much time working in our business and we have the best of intentions. And then, like you said, Christine, the year rolls over and then there's the holidays and then there's the new year and then we hit the ground running. And so being able to have that focused time where you're like, no, I'm going to get this done, in these 2.5 days, we're gonna make it happen. Is something we're really excited about, and it's beyond social media. It's really looking at where do you want to be, what kind of life do you want to lead, what kind of business do you want to lead, what kind of legacy do you want to leave. Like it's all tied together.
Yeah.
Nobody got in business to work, 80 hours a week, and that's part of why we're doing this series. It's part of why we do the mastermind, and I know it's something I'm really fired up about. So I wanted
Katie,
to.
what just
Oh,
happened? Because we had a special guest there for a second and then he's gone. He was gone.
oh, we did.
Yes.
I don't know.
His name was Mr. Lance.
Oh, I didn't even see it. So this is what happens when you work side by side with your husband. He just wanted to pop in and say hi.
It did. I saw the Perth Day. Perth Day.
Oh, yes, that's our cat banner. It was Rex's birthday this week. That's so funny. Oh, yeah. See, that's what happens. You will end up logging into each other's accounts. That's all good. Oh, Helen says the mastermind is beyond worth it. Oh, for sure. Thank you, Helen, for saying that. Yeah, it was so fun to spend time with you last year. Well, I want to just say the mastermind, like I said, we wanted to give you a little sneak peek, and I want to give you the link for those of you who are thinking about it. The big thing I would say that's really different than what we've done in the past is we've really made this more than just a couple day event. We really want to make this a group that continues to grow and live and thrive beyond just a few days in beautiful Las Vegas. So I am very excited, and you guys are one of the first people to hear about this. If you sign up in the next couple days, first off, we've taken a little bit of money off, so we can save you a little bit of money. You'll save $1,000, and not only are you getting the event, which is 3 days with meals, and like I said, you're gonna eat really well, and all the learning. You're gonna get your plan done for 2026, locked and loaded. You're also gonna get 6 months ongoing small group coaching just for this mastermind. So we really wanted to take this beyond just a couple days. It's something that I think every attendee has asked me for over the last few years, and we just didn't have the bandwidth for. And the more Paul and I, my husband, business partner, who you just saw on camera a minute ago, we said, we really want to cultivate more than just a 1 day, a 2 day, a 3 day small group event. We know when it comes to training and consulting and coaching, many of you have signed up for different coaching programs, or maybe you're looking for a coaching program. We wanted it to be a place where we can continue to evolve and grow and hold you accountable, and check in, because I don't want it to just be, okay, great, you did it, good luck, right?
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that. It's a $1,500 value for our small group coaching. So I have on the QR code a link that'll take you to a payment plan that we have for the mastermind, and it'll take you to a kind of a link that'll show you all the details. And you can do a payment plan. You can also pay in full. If you go to katielance.com/mastermind, it'll give you the scoop. You'll see videos, you'll see, more information, but we're just fired up about it. And like I said, Christine's one of our featured speakers. So we wanted to let you know about this and also have you hear from her, because it's a big investment in time and money. And we wanted to give you a sneak peek into someone who
I
thinks awesome. So
I would thank you, Katie. And I would love to know how many of you are already signed up. Are there any of you that are already signed up? Like, I'm thinking about Helen. Is she coming back? Are you coming back, Helen?
she hasn't signed up yet. No pressure, Helen.
Amy, my friend Amy. There's so many of you. Oh my God. I would love to meet you guys in person.
I know. There's nothing like just the in person.
Ugh,
I have to say, when we all meet the first night, when our kind of welcome reception, it's so fun. If you've ever had this experience at a conference, when you have connected with someone online and then you meet them in person, it's like you already know them,
yes,
which
it
is
is.
like, have we met? No, we haven't met. We've just been online, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Amy says, I have some sidebar questions. Yes. Okay, cool. Let me actually put my email in the chat because it's a big investment in time and money. And so if you have questions, if you're wondering if this is right for you, if you're wondering about the time frame, feel free to email me, Katie@KatieLance.com. Katie@KatieLance.com.
I see that Helen says she has the right to change her mind.
You absolutely do. You absolutely do, my friend. So we will email you guys this information as well. But I wanted to, like I said, just take a minute to just talk a little bit about it, give you a little sneak peek. As I said earlier, we really believe in the philosophy of investing in yourself, work hard, play hard. And I think a lot of you are on that same wavelength. I think that's part of why you're in our community. So, and again, like I said, I know Christine and I have gone to events together, and it's so valuable when you can carve out time to really pour into yourself. It's hard sometimes because if you're a busy person, you get a lot going on in your business, but I've never regretted time that I've taken away to invest in myself. I don't know how you feel about Christine, but it's
I
so
mean,
valuable.
it is, and it's hard to do it. It's hard to, I don't know why it's so hard to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
But the couple of times that I've come away with, I mean, it's changed my life. Like coming to your first mastermind, it completely changed my business
Mhm.
completely. And I remember we went to a public speaking event last year, the two of us together, Katie, and
Mhm.
that changed my whole outlook on how to be a presenter,
Yeah.
an impactful presenter. So,
Yeah.
but it's hard. It's hard to, you know, to to make the decision, but it again, I've never regretted it.
Yeah,
Never regretted it.
absolutely. I'm going to drop a link in the chat too, so you guys have this. Like I said, we'll email the link out. But check it out, look at the details, and then again, feel free to reach out. Again, if you sign up by the 5th, you're going to save a little bit of money, and then you also get included in the small group coaching, which we're super excited about. Kamisha, no, the price does not include lodging, but we do have an amazing room rate, and I have to give my husband Paul a huge shout out. One of the things he does is he does all the negotiations on the back end. So he's working with all of our vendors in Vegas. And if you've ever stayed at the Bellagio, it's not cheap. So we have an amazing room rate that you'll be able to take advantage of. So feel free to
And
email
the
me.
rooms are amazing, except that there's no coffee. There's no coffee machine in any rooms in Vegas. It's the
Right.
strangest thing.
Yes, I always tell people, well, you're gonna laugh. I always bring, this. I have this little travel Keurig I bring, but just in case, just in case. All right, last couple things as we are at basically almost the end here today. Any questions for Christine? Let us know in the chat. We've got a couple more minutes. And let us know your feedback for Christine. What did you think of her talk today? Did you enjoy it? Did you get some ahas out of it? If you have any specific questions about your brand or anything that you're maybe challenged with, feel free to put those in the chat. I'm happy to stay on for a couple minutes and answer any questions that you guys might have. Again, if you were sent this and you just are listening to the Zoom, but you actually haven't registered for the class, sign up, scan the little QR code. That'll get you to the registration link. That way we can make sure we send you Christine's free brand audit and some other cool things that we're going to send you as well. Kamisha says, got it. I've never been to Vegas. Well, Kamisha, you got to come to Vegas. It's awesome. It is. I'll tell you really quick. One of the reasons we have it in Vegas is it's so easy for most people to get to. We have people who come to our mastermind from Hawaii, from, Boston, New York, Canada. I mean, it's fairly easy to get to. And the Bellagio is 10 minutes from the airport. It's right on the strip. And it's, really world renowned in terms of food and dining and all the experiences. So,
Oh yeah,
um,
it's a first class experience for sure. It's just
yeah.
so fun, kid. I just gotta hand it to Katie because Katie, you just attract the most amazing people. You do. And every mastermind that I've been to, I've met the most kind, collaborative, open-minded, like people who just want to get to know you and connect and share. I mean, and I feel like I walk away with more friends. It's just amazing.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I've always loved being a connector. I would imagine a lot of you are that same way. Like there's nothing I think more rewarding than just connecting like-minded folks. I'm always thinking like, who do I need to connect you with or,
Yeah. You are.
so
You do that. You do a great job of that.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Can you guys tell that we love each other?
It's a little bit of a love fest. I know, right? Oh my gosh. All right. So the last thing for you guys is we want you to come back tomorrow because tomorrow is day 2 of our summer sprint. And tomorrow, if you love
Oh,
today,
Marguerite.
you're going to love tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm so excited. Our dear friend, Marguerite Martin, who is the founder of movetotacoma.com. She also has an amazing podcast. And she has done an incredible job with her business. She's a great speaker. I have known her for more than a decade, just like I've known Christine. And one of the things I think she's really great at is similar to Christine in some ways, but also different, which is beautiful, is really breaking down goal setting. And she's going to talk about the fact that we are halfway through the year, which is giving me heart palpitations, but we're halfway there. And there's a lot going on, right? In the world, there's a lot going on in real estate. And so where are we at with our business? Are we on track for our goals? Are we not on track?
Yep.
How to assess those? And then what does that look like going into the fall, into the winter and beyond? So that's tomorrow. If you have registered for this class, we will send you the Zoom link. It's a different Zoom link than you got today. So we will email that to you later today. And you'll get recording. So you'll get recording from today. You'll also get tomorrow's recording as well. And I'm just excited because I think it's such a great to have both of you, talking about such an important topic. So stay tuned. That will be tomorrow.
Can't
She
wait.
says, I love it. I think you ladies are so fun. Oh, awesome. You guys are awesome. All right, my friends, any last minute questions, comments, concerns? We have basically finished almost right at the hour. We've been giving you a few minutes back. Look at that. We powered through. Awesome. I would say, well, Christine, do you have any last minute thoughts or next steps that you'd like to share with people before we wrap up today?
I would just say, make sure you download that. I would love to know, like, when you download that brand audit and you do it, and connect with me on Instagram. Just let me know you did it. Like, I would love to know what you thought of it. And if you found anything that surprised you. Sometimes we do. We find that we're on really these weird websites. So.
And I would say Christine is great at responding to messages and stuff. I mean, if you guys go through something and you're like, wait, what did you say about that? Or I don't understand this part. I mean,
heck yeah, email me.
Yeah, reach out to her. She's fantastic. So
yes,
thank you guys for being here today. This has been awesome. I'm so excited, and I hope to see you all back tomorrow. We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow. So thank you
Can't
guys.
wait.
Yay! All right, everyone.
Ciao, everyone.
Chat with you soon. Check your email later and check your junk or promotions or spam. Sometimes our emails fall into these other weird folders. So, but we'll be emailing you later today. All right, my friends. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much, Christine, for being here. I so appreciate it. All right, guys. Bye for now.